Hey,
we're the Jezabels.
and we're backstage at Terrigal on the Corona Sunsets tour. Our first live gig as a band was the Sydney Uni Band Comp in 2007.
Yep.
And I think we came second, which was good. But I guess like Heather and I played a little things before that in Byron. Like we did like little acoustic things at like, I think our first official show was Tilba Festival. Oh, and we competed against each other in the Talent Quest when we were 7. Heather played like Rachmaninoff because she was extremely talented, and I did a dance to Fox on the Run by the Sweet with stockings over my head, which were tied in knots to be fox ears. She obviously won.
We're from Sydney, and the live music scene in Sydney is struggling at the moment. But it's also like there's some green shoots, which is good. But it takes a lot of hard work. It's a tough city to do art, I'd say, Sydney in general. But.
Yeah. We had this discussion when we first started the band, actually. Sydney seems like it's always been under attack in that way, even from like the 80s and the 70s. It's always like their heyday was in the past and it's getting worse and worse and worse. But we were starting a band and everyone was saying like, you should move to Melbourne, it's much easier for bands there. And I think that was the reason we were like, no, that's why we should stay in Sydney. I think it kind of, not to say that we shouldn't be fighting against the changes or whatever, but it also inspires resistance, which is kind of cool. So I don't think you'll ever like kill live music or music. It's like rock and roll, it goes up and down, fluctuates, but like you have to work pretty hard to play live music in Sydney, and I think it just kind of weeds out anyone who thinks it's going to be easy, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Like people's creativity won't go away. I actually don't think the world would be a worse place without live music. I think, funnily enough, if the world had no art, it would probably be utopia, because art is a reaction against the problems. But I don't think removing art from the world is the way to get to utopia. Heather and I grew up in a surf town, and it was dominated, like most regional towns in Australia were at that time, and still kind of are, by like hardcore punk rock, and it was a bit of a like bro town thing. And it's this mixed bag of like being really inspired by these guys doing this movement that's like energetic and everyone's getting around, we're dressing the same, as cultural, it's exciting, but then also feeling really segregated from it for the gender reasons, which is not every movement, but that particular movement was a bit like that. And so we're inspired by them, but also inspired to resist them and sort of counter it a bit.
Hi, we've been the Jezabels. Thanks for listening to our tales. Tall tales.